that.
Oh, good job.
Way to totally derail the plug, but good job.
Oh, yeah, that's... So today's discussion topic, which I'm sure Nick will contribute nothing to, is IGN put out a video talking to and interviewing Yasumi Matsuno, who was the creator who helped bring Ivalice to FF14. It's like an 8-minute video. When I first saw this, I actually got a little excited because I feel like a lot of the video components that come out that sort of dive into the behind-the-scenes FF14 stuff are usually pretty good. I remember we covered a while ago the sort of like documentary that someone did on the transition.
Documentary?
The documentary?
That transitioned from 1.0 to 2.0.
You can't move past this. What's okay, fine.
I actually can, because since I'm the one who's streaming on my side, I can hashtag mute
Let's just
Nika.
move past the documentary.
Yes, hashtag mute Nika. That talked about basically the transition from 1.0 to 2.0 and like all the different shit that they had to go through. You're unmuted now, Nika.
I didn't realize I was muted.
Yes, I did, because I said it. But see, you have selective hearing or something.
No, you said it, but it was literally a half a second ago, and I didn't realize you muted me and unmuted me that quickly. But all right, good, awesome. All right.
So how many of you actually watched this video?
I watched it. It was a very good documentary.
I hate tactics.
Kooky, you have bad opinions.
Skuro, did you watch it?
I got like 2 minutes in. That's like enough.
Jesus.
It's about tactics.
It's
not
not really.
Game, you know.
Okay, to be fair to Skuro, it was a really boring documentary.
It was an
And to be
extremely
fair,
boring
I thought we were
video.
talking Overwatch League today, so.
It had
Skuro,
subtitles.
God damn it.
You know, okay, Skuro, like Boston has one over, has one win.
That was a pretty
over-
quick take.
Oh,
Pretty quick
I
take.
mean, for the first like 5 minutes, Gladiators were winning.
Final Fantasy.
Mute Skuro. Mute Juxta. Okay. So, I didn't really get anything out of this. The whole premise behind the video, like the first title card that you see is why Ivalice is perfect for Final Fantasy XIV. Nika, you're a big 12
Yeah, I'm
fan?
a 12 fan. I have not played Tactics, though.
Okay, well, just Ivalice in general then. Do you think that it's perfect for Final Fantasy XIV?
Oh, I got 2 questions at the same exact time. You guys are wow. Okay. Perfect is a weird word. Like what? I think that was a weird choice, like selection of words for them to choose for Ivalice. I think it's cool. I think I mentioned this on the last episode even, that I just really like that they're able to tie Ivalice, which has already an established lore, and the fact that every single Ivalice game is canon to each other and they're not like alternate dimensions or whatever. I love that they were able to tie Ivalice into 14's lore and make it canon to both games, and I think that that's really, really cool. That they actually brought in developers from those games to do it, so that it didn't put as much stress on our developers. But then they go on to say that they did put, because they asked a lot out of this raid, I guess.
Well, actually, that quote that you're referring to, because when I first saw it, I thought that it was fucking bullshit too. They said at the time it was the first time for us to make a major numbered Final Fantasy title, blah 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 blah, push the development team beyond their capacity. I think that he's actually talked, because Hiroshi Minagawa was the art director of FF12 and Tactics as well. I think that he was talking about specifically when they were making Tactics, not when they were putting.
Or 12.
Yeah.
12 is major numbered.
Right, yes, sorry. Well, he's the art director for both of them, but I think what he's talking about when they made 12, that they had pushed their developers beyond their capacity. That wasn't in regards to putting the Ivalice raid into FF14, which, yeah, when I first saw that, and that's what I thought, I kind of started like frothing at the mouth, because I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Really? You're really working developers that hard putting in this content?
But then again, we still don't know exactly what their amount of team members is, really, because like we brought them in as developers for this so that it would be able to tie in with the actual Ivalice, because they're the ones behind the whole everything. And so, I mean, they come up with the story. One of them is a developer, one of them, but like they don't do all the motion animations and all the boss mechanics, right? I mean, one guy's a boss mechanic guy, right? I can't remember what each of their individual
Don't
roles
make
were in
excuses for them,
but
Nika.
like, I mean, I think it was cool of them to bring in the outside designer, so that way we could get a cool, expansive world that was something not originally in 14's lore that is now canon to both worlds. Like I just think it's cool. I don't know if perfect is the word I would use for it, but I think it is definitely, like, if you're gonna tie another game in, this is the way to do it. Not what Omega did.
But is that something that specific, like were they able to do that because it was Ivalice, or was it just good writing and they could have done that with really any type of world?
That's a good question. Because with Ivalice, they're able to say it's either really early in a timeline or really late in a timeline, thousands of years detached from where it exists in the other games. I feel like you might be able to do that with other worlds, but I'm not sure because they generally don't confirm that Final Fantasies take place in the same worlds as other Final Fantasies, even when we have crazy theories.
Yeah.
Okay, excuse me, Nika. That is not true.
Except for Ivalice games.
No, Final Fantasy IV, Final Fantasy IV, the after years confirms that all Final Fantasies converge in the same universe.
I mean, the city confirms that too, but are we counting all of that? Does anyone count the after years as it lives?
Is it a Final Fantasy game? Yeah,
Yes.
it is. They made their boat and they have to sink with it.
That's probably fair. And Argent Esper, gross. By the way, gross.
What did he say?
Argent Esper says Morgan Freeman just accepted that Nikalo is the best ship.
What?
Gross.
What?
I would obviously be shipped with Senpai, if anything. Okay.
Oh God, no.
Get your shit right.
He would kill you.
I think if he
that
can live
relationship would
with, I think
never
if he
work.
can live with you, he can live with me. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
No,
because,
she means with his massive, delicious thighs.
because I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't yell at him. Thank you very much.
I don't yell at him.
Back on
I'd
topic.
probably cook for him too.
I'd order out for him. I can't cook.
Okay. No, you'd have to
hold on.
cook. You'd have to cook.
He'd never know the difference.
That's untrue.
Overall though, when I got done with this video, I was kind of left being like, what the fuck was the point of this? Like, I felt like they actually just talked more about how they felt just about FF14 and just Ivalice in general than why Ivalice was such a great fit within
It was just a
Eorzea.
circle jerk. That was the whole thing. Like,
Yeah, I'm skimming this, and it's not saying anything about
I mean,
why
here they
actually
said we
approved
thought
for each other.
Ivalice. Here it says we thought Ivalice would be a good fit for 14 because FF3's Crystal Tower worked so well.
Yeah,
That's
they're saying that
This
Yoshi-
world is expansive.
Skuro, Kookie's trying to talk. Shut the
My
fuck
bad.
up.
My bad.
it says there, yeah, Yoshi told us that Final Fantasy 14 is a theme world for all Final Fantasies, so let's implement Ivalice in here. So that's the only reason why they put it in there. That's what
because
the video
Yoshi
says.
said it's a theme park for all the other Final Fantasies.
So
Exactly.
God
That's-
damn it!
That was
quote,
the line
I don't
in
like
there.
it. I
that's
don't like that quote.
that's less than Ivalice is perfect for FF14, and more along the lines of any FF is perfect for FF14.
because it's a theme park.
It's a
Yeah,
theme
anything with an expansive universe at this point is, hey, that's perfect for our game because we don't have one.
But even still, I wouldn't call Crystal Tower or Ivalice a theme park. What I call a theme park is fucking Omega. I'm so over it.
Yeah, I mean,
Because Crystal Tower was, even though this Ivalice is the same Ivalice that exists in the other Ivalice games, the Crystal Tower was not, like, we didn't actually go into FF3's Crystal Tower. This was FF14's version of Crystal Tower. So I don't know if saying it's a theme park for all the Final Fantasies to just converge upon is really the right way to put it, except for Omega. Like,
well, I mean, it is a theme park, but the question is,
Right, but I mean,
how
like, for-
well are each one?
a theme park
is-
for Final Fantasies to come and play.
Yeah, well,
I don't-
everyone is executed differently, basically. And you're right, Crystal Tower was executed very well. Even Ivalice, so far, what we've seen, has been executed really well. And Omega is definitely the worst example of trying to shoehorn a Final Fantasy in there. So, I mean, I guess that's fair, but I don't know. Overall, this whole video just I got really excited for it when I saw it, and then by the time it was done, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Oh, so it's a
Really?
perfect analogy for Final Fantasy 14 itself.
Oh, ow!
Mary Kennett in the chat says, so how does this work? Final Fantasy 14 is a theme park, so we pull in guest developers, so their own developers don't have to do anything.
Yeah, pretty much. They gotta focus on that microtrans.
Cash shop. Reskin this.
I mean, that's
Like,
not
their
true.
own developers are put too much into cash shop. We can't afford their development time, so we have to get other developers to work on the game.
Well, but you don't think they have to pay those other developers as well? I mean, no, they still have work to do. You know, they still have to. Who was it just said they have to put more cash shop stuff in the game? This is how we get a cash shop item every other week, is because you have guest developers coming in and working on shit.
Well, see, but then you get the benefit of working on one of the biggest MMORPGs in the market right now. So that's already a great experience. You should enjoy that experience. You don't really need the money, though.
We're not talking about World of Warcraft. We're talking about FF14. Yeah, I don't know. Did anyone have any closing statements on this terrible, terrible video? Like, it was super trigger-inducing.
I was upset that you asked me to watch it, and then I was upset at myself for actually listening and watching it.
I actually watched through it 3 times, like being like, all right, what can I really get out of this video? Like, what can I really extract here and talk about? And it's like, not a whole lot.
Nothing.
Not a whole lot at all.
I could have been playing card games.
It did make me want to play Final Fantasy Tactics again, though.
Tactics is the best game.
Yeah. What's the best way to play that right now? Because that's not available on Steam or anything, is it?
It's on mobile.
Vita.
Don't play it on mobile.
Yeah, no, that's too small.
It might be on Steam.
I don't think it is. I feel like I'd have it already if it was on Steam. Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's probably...
Yeah. Oh, guys. So, guys, this is the terrible part of today, all right? Because we had literally nothing to talk about, and I had to pull something out of my ass at the last possible second. That's it.
What?
I mean,
The show!
that's sort of the... God, and Nero's gonna fucking
Did we really
kill
need Squirrel
us.
here for that?
Well, no, we needed Skuro here for this next part. Because I thought that since we never get a chance